I am here to make a presentation on SMPS, that is switched mode power supply. This is the topic under Unit 1 power supplies of analog electronic circuits. This is the content. This presentation covers the introduction, what are the reasons to select SMPS, what is motherboard power supply unit, basic switched mode power supply operation, what is the typical block diagram of SMPS, advantages, disadvantages, applications of SMPS, comparison between linear voltage regulator and SMPS power supply. Finally, the multiple choice questions related to SMPS. As we know that linear power supplies also converts AC input or unregulated DC input to the regulated DC voltage. Likewise, SMPS also converts AC as well as unregulated DC voltage into regulated DC voltage. In SMPS, the input voltage is rectified. That is, if the input is AC, that is converted to pulsating DC or unregulated DC. Chopped in the sense, it is nothing but converting the DC into pulsed voltage, filtered by removing the ripples with the help of capacitor filters. The one of the major advantage of this SMPS is it uses isolation transformer. What is the meaning of isolation? Isolation means to separate. We know that in every electronic equipment, there is a section of power supply and the load. This power supply is the environment where there is a chance of high dissipation of heat and the chance of accidents by the AC mains. Therefore, in order to protect the load side of any electronic device, so it is required to separate the power section from the load section. For this purpose, the SMPS uses isolation transformers. The transformers are used as isolation or isolators, where the primary windings and the secondary windings has the same number of turns. So therefore, what is present at the primary side, that is transferred mechanically. So this transformer or isolation transformers isolates the one side of primary side of circuit from the secondary side electrically. There is no physical connection. These transformers are called isolation transformers. In SMPS also, the transistor or a MOSFET or the IGBT can be used as a switch, that is the pass element. The concept used to generate regulated output voltage in SMPS is also switching, that is switching regulation. In switching regulation, the pass transistor acts as a switch, therefore you can achieve more or high efficiency. Next, we have so many number of power supplies in a market. Why to select only the SMPS? So these are the some reasons why we are going with SMPS as a power supply unit for most of electronic equipments. Let's start why you should go for an SMPS. SMPS dissipates less heat because this SMPS operates in switching regulation. Therefore, the pass transistor or pass element is not continuously connected in the circuit. Therefore, there is no chance or there is a less chance of heat dissipation. Also, it causes less power dissipation. And one more thing, this is the power supply available with multiple output voltages. So the input is one, either it is AC or unregulated DC, that is, it is from the AC mains or it is from a battery. The output of this SMPS is the number of DC voltages, that is, it provides multiple output voltages of different level. The same SMPS can provide plus 5 volts, you can get a plus 12 volts, even you can get a negative voltages also. Likewise, this SMPS provides multiple output voltages. This concept is called flexibility. That is, you can design SMPS for only one output voltage, two voltage, or three numbers of voltage. Likewise, you can design according to the device requirement. So this allows to design the required SMPS. This is called flexibility. That means SMPS power supplies are available with increased design flexibility. SMPS provides wide range of applications where the device, it may be a stationary or it is automotive. So we know that in most of domestic appliances, the SMPS are used. For example, in computer, laptops, security systems like CCTV, also used in automotive engineering, that is in vehicles, to power all the electronic units used in vehicles. Because of all these points, along with these points, this SMPS provides a better or good efficiency over 90%. Also, this SMPS is very compact, that is the small in size. So therefore, you can accommodate this SMPS to any electronic devices. Let me move on next slide. This is the picture comes in front of our eyes when we heard the name SMPS. This SMPS is used in desktop computer. This is the internal structure. So these are the different voltage levels provided by this computer motherboard SMPS. This motherboard SMPS provide a multiple different DC output voltages, including plus 3.3, plus 5, and 12 volts, even minus 12 volts, with different current ratings. And it is available with a power rating from 10 watts to 216 watts. So see here. So for the same plus 12 volts, it is capable to provide different output current. That is, this SMPS, yes, this motherboard SMPS provides plus 12 volts with 16 ampere and the plus 12 volts with 18 amperes ratings. So you can use this plus 12 volts for different devices or different sections to power the motherboard. And all these output voltages are available in combination in the form of ATX port. ATX means Advanced Technology Extended. It's the name of the port given for SMPS used in motherboard. Let me explain. What is the uses of this different DC regulated voltages in computer or motherboard of desktop computer? First, plus 3.3 volts. This is used to power PCI slots. PCI means peripheral card interface. So motherboard allows to add extra cards related to sound or a LAN, that is networking cards and sound cards. Those cards are powered by using plus 3.3 volts. And we know that most of external devices connected to the computer are powered by the computer itself. For example, keyboard, mouse, and some USB driven devices. These devices are powered with a plus 5 volts that is supplied itself by the motherboard. Next, plus 12 volts. These plus 12 volts are required to drive DC motors. Where the DC motors is used, that is, it may be used as a cooling fan. So that is, it may be the motherboard cooling fan or the CPU cooling fan. Also, it is used to drive the disk drives, that is CD drives, floppy drives, and all the drives are powered with a high value of voltage. They require high voltages like plus 12 volts. So this 12 volts fulfills the requirement of cooling fan, the drivers voltages. And we know that there are so many ports in computers. Out of that, serial port. So that is called RS232, register stack 232. That is a series of serial bus that is capable to communicate with the external device serially. So that port particularly requires minus 12 volts. So this minus 12 volts is used to power the serial bus. And we know that in order to turn on the CPU, it is required to push the power button. So that once you push the power button, this is the voltage supplied to start the motherboard. This plus 5 volts is called standby volts with high current. So this is assigned for power switch of the CPU. So this is about different voltages and the purpose of these voltages in motherboard. So these are available in combinations. Maybe this is only available with ground pins, or the number of voltages are available grouped together. So there are 4-pin ATX connectors, 8-pin ATX connectors, and 20 or 22-pin ATX connectors are available in SMPS. So let me move on to next slide. So this is the basic structure or basic block diagram of switched mode power supply. So here I am trying to explain how the switched mode power supply works. So from the mains, the AC is rectified and filtered by using rectifier and filter. Chopper is a switch that converts the constant unregulated voltage, that is from the rectifier filter, into pulsating voltage, pulsed voltage, discrete voltage. So this discrete voltage is isolated from this side. So this rectification and filter is performed at the input side. This is used to isolate this input section, that is main section, power source, from the load side. This just transfers the signal available or the voltage available as it is to this side. Again, this is rectified either to the level rectified at this stage or to the different stage. So that's why from the mains you can change or you can design to a regulated output voltage of different value. So I said this provides regulated or a desired output voltage. How it is possible? This is possible by this feedback. Feedback means it takes some part of output and fed back to some control section. If the output voltage deviates or tries to change to the from the desired value, that is recognized by this controller. This controller generates control signal proportional to the error, and this is the input for control input for the chopper. Chopper is just a switch, and that switching is controlled by this control signal. So this is performed in fractions. So therefore, once you design this power supply for the particular output voltage that is provided at long time or all the time. Okay. The next is typical block diagram. What are the actual different stages used to design SMPS? We know that SMPS works with a switching principle. Therefore, all switching regulators suffer from some interferences. Interference means it is a noise. So those are a electromagnetic interference, or maybe it is some other radio frequency interference. That is due to the switching action of pass element in the regulator. Therefore, that interference can be removed or suppressed by the filters. Then it is rectified. After that, we are getting here the unregulated form. This is converted to pulsed voltage by switching circuit. This is the transformer. See here, number of turns at primary is same as at the secondary. Therefore, this is called isolation transformer and it operates in high frequency form. So in general, normally what we see in our laboratories, those are operated by a single phase 50 hertz, but this is the transformer in terms of kilohertz frequency range, right? And the pulsed voltage at again here rectified either to the same voltage level or to the different voltage level, and it gives a regulated voltage or the voltage in the form of regulated or constant voltage is available. Then in case the output varies or it tries to change, then that change is recognized with the help of error amplifier. So this is the amplifier acts as a comparator. The reference voltage is one more input. Along this error amplifier compares the part of the output with a reference voltage, generates error signal. This error signal is generated only when the output tries to change. This error signal is connected to or supplied to PWM controller, pulse width modulator. This is called variable pulse width oscillator. This oscillator is responsible to generate a signal, control signal, that is proportional to the error to drive the control switch. So the clock signal generated by this PWM controller is supplied to driver. This driver drives the switching circuit or the switch of the SMPS. By changing the duration of clock pulse, that is duty cycle, we can change the duration of on and off of the pass element. Likewise, the output is maintained at constant. Let me discuss what are the advantages of SMPS. SMPS uses switching regulation concept, and that switch operates at very high speed and provides higher voltage and current ratings. Okay, and as I said, the cost of this SMPS is compared to some other power supplies, it is lower cost. It is available around 600 to 700 rupees. Switching transistors are basically on-off devices. Therefore, there is a little chance of power dissipation as well as the heat dissipation. The efficiency is of SMPS is high as 80 to 90%. Efficiency means this is the capacity or the ability of this SMPS to provide the output voltage or to the desired output voltage. At different stages, it uses filters. That is, it uses inductor and capacitors as a filter. We know that inductance of an inductor and capacitance of capacitor is directly proportional to the number of turns or the distance between the plates of capacitor, right? So therefore, if you want to use larger values of inductor and capacitor, so likewise the size of the inductor and capacitors also increases. But in SMPS, the size of inductor and capacitor filter is less. That is, it requires 1/3 size compared to linear power supplies, that is linear regulated power supplies. And it has a capability to generate any desired regulated DC voltage either from AC mains or from a battery. So that means the SMPS are available with both adapters, that is from to adapt AC as well as to a batteries also. Okay, and these are some disadvantages. We know that because of switching, this SMPS suffer from radio frequency interference and electromagnetic interference. This is due to the inductor and this is due to the switching. So this interference or radio frequency interference and electromagnetic interference can be minimized or compressed or reduced by using filters. Therefore, in order to maintain the required DC output voltage, the circuitry of the SMPS becomes complex. It requires more circuitry regarding the regulation, regarding the protection or suppression of noise, and some feedback circuitry. Okay. Next, yes, this SMPS has a wide range of applications. First, it is used as a only the power bank of a computer. That is, it is used to power different sections of motherboard. This is used to charge a mobile. It is used as a mobile phone charger or a battery chargers. We know that nowadays the chargers are available in different ports as well as different voltage levels also. SMPS can be used in vehicles to supply power or the voltages to the lighting systems of exterior or the lighting systems of interior or some music devices, and for parking equipments, audio video device used in vehicles, and it is used in consumer electronics. So this consumer electronics includes washing machines, air conditioners, refrigerators. So we know that all these appliances as a smart applications like display, indications of so many things, time, uh, performance, and all these consumer machines as the keypads. So in order to power that display devices and for the input keys, so we go with the SMPS power supply. It is used in laptops as in case of computers. So both SMPS is available for both computers, desktop computer as well as for the laptop also. And SMPS are used in security systems. So security system means to power cameras, for to power DVDs, or some security systems as some sensors regarding door, glass break sensors, and some sensors are available. The security systems are available with some smoke sensors. So all the circuitries are powered by a single unit, that is SMPS. Not only the SMPS used here, it is also used in space stations. Space station means satellites. Satellite is a purely electronic device or instrument, right? So in order to provide a power to the different sections of satellites, so the SMPS are used. Also, this SMPS used in machine tool productions. Machine tool systems are includes lathe machines, drilling machines, cutting machines. So in this SMPS is used to provide some electronic circuits such as display, control sections in machine tools. Also used in audio visual products. So it may include MP3 players, projectors, TV, Alexa, and so on. And this SMPS also used to power the PLC, programmable logic controllers. This is the electronic instrument used to control some activities by digital concept. So therefore, this type of device also uses the SMPS to function as a power source. Let us see what are the differences between basic linear voltage regulator and SMPS. So linear voltage regulators are simple. So they use just a pass transistor. That pass transistor provides input power to the load with regulated form. But SMPS is very complex because it has a transformer. We know that transformer is only the bulky component in our electronics components list, right? And the pass transistors in linear voltage regulator is always connected. So this operates in linear region. The transistor in linear voltage regulator operates in linear region. So that is continuously operating or continuously connected in between source and load. But in SMPS, the pass element operates as a switch. That means it uses switching regulation. Because of this reason or because of linear operation, so there is a I heat dissipation in linear voltage regulator. Also, there is a I power loss, but these two are not much problem in SMPS. That is, because of the switching operation of pass element, there is a less heat dissipation as also less power loss. And all linear voltage regulators are operate with a 50 Hz frequency. But SMPS operates at higher switching rate of about 20 kilohertz. That is, the speed of switch in SMPS is greater than 20 kilohertz. That is 20,000, even more than 20,000 per second. Okay, and the efficiency is 50 to 60% in linear voltage regulator. This is less compared to the SMPS. Why? Because of so many reasons. That is, it because of power dissipation and so on. So this is the efficiency, the ability of the SMPS. It provides over 90% of efficiency. So in linear voltage regulator, the interference like electromagnetic and radio frequency, that is negligible, or there is less interference. But here there is a interference of electromagnetic and radio frequency. Also, there are less ripples at output as compared to the SMPS, or SMPS output voltage has high voltage ripples. So this is about the comparison between linear voltage regulator and SMPS. Okay, let me ask some questions related to SMPS. So these are the questions may be asked in uh, internal assessments or in final exams. The one is explain the block diagram of SMPS. So depending upon marks, you can go with basic SMPS or maybe typical block diagram. If it is only a 5 marks question, so just basic block diagram is enough. For more than 5 marks, it is required to explain with typical block diagram. Okay, then distinguish between or the difference between linear voltage regulator and SMPS. This is a straight question. What is linear? What are the features and properties of linear voltage regulator and what are the SMPS? Just list out the points and list the merits and demerits of SMPS. What are the merits and what are the demerits? Okay, move on to multiple choice questions. The first one is the full form of SMPS. What is the full form of SMPS? Is it SMPS means static mode power system or sample multiplexed power system, switched mode power supply, none of the above? Which one is the correct? Yes, the option C, switched mode power supply, is the correct answer for this. The full form of SMPS is switched mode power supply. Second one, In SMPS, the transistor operates as, it operates as a switch, or it is the function of transistor in SMPS, is it an amplifier or it is an oscillator? None of the above. So we know that SMPS uses switching regulation. Therefore, this element is operates as what? A switch. The correct answer is option A. Third one, in SMPS, which of the following element can be used as switch? Which element is used as switch in SMPS? MOSFET, that is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, IGBT, or all the three? MOSFET, transistor, IGBT, all three are transistor categories, and all these three are controlled switches. Therefore, either you can use MOSFET as a switch, or you can use a transistor. Even the IGBT is used as a switch in SMPS. Therefore, the correct answer is all of the above. Okay. The fourth one, the SMPS regulators have efficiency in the range of 80 to 90%, 50 to 60, 40 to 50%, or 30 to 40%. So we know that SMPS achieves highest efficiency. So see which one is the highest here? Yes, the SMPS regulator have efficiency in the range of 80 to 90%. And the last one, the SMPS is capable of converting AC to regulated DC. It is capable of converting unregulated DC to regulated DC. Third one, converting inverted form of the input, that is flight back. So this means the device or power supply is capable to convert AC into regulated DC. This is unregulated DC, that is from battery to regulated DC, and this is for to provide negative output. Okay, is it the SMPS is capable to give a regulated DC voltage from AC, also from unregulated DC, also it is capable to provide negative output voltage? Please remember the motherboard SMPS. In motherboard SMPS, there are different voltages. Some are positive voltage, even some are negative voltage. Okay. Therefore, the SMPS is capable to provide regulated DC by AC input, also from the battery, also the inverting, that is negative output. The correct answer is all of the above. Okay. So that's it. This brings the end of this presentation. Thank you.